to the game here. So,
and there you go. Chalet is map number 1.
Yep.
What a
So just to give
What?
you guys an idea what the actual maps are, since we weren't able to display the map bands, it's going to be Chalet, Oregon, and Decider Consulate. Oregon is I Don't Know's choice, which they have won twice in their series. Chalet, they have won once, and Consulate, they've also won once, whereas Oplon have unfortunately lost all 3 maps once. So their choice is going to be Chalet. They've got to have something in store here. Both of these teams have played it one time during the season.
I remind you that I didn't see the map picks
I
myself.
gotta,
so I'm like, I threw out Chalet, and I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, this is definitely a map that will go well for I Don't Know. But there you go. That'll be the case. I Don't Know versus Oplon. We start off with our first matchup in EU Relegations. Our final 2 best-of-3s here. So I Don't Know. Team.
So what's going to be interesting is, are they going to go for that garage that he's playing to attack garage? Or are they going to actually use it from the car garage for those long angles into wine? I mean, there's 2 ways you can play it, and the Buck will also help for being able to open up some angles in any walls they leave soft. So there's some good utility here. And also we've seen some teams that will play down here in Wine Cellar decide to use that second mirror flexibly. Though they may place it, one setup by default, but then the other one to be able to fight from outside Wine Cellar and Snowmobile if they need to, or not. I mean, obviously Spoken probably going to set one up inside the closet there.
Yes.
But will Ahiris, as you said, the newer one on the team, be bandit tricking? Because that's a risky thing to do on that, especially when you have a Buck in play. If they can use some flashbangs or anything like that to clear out that ADS, they have 2 players with nades there, Buck and IQ, to be able to easily stop bandit tricking.
We'll see how this attack goes through. Oplon have set up their reinforced wall in Snowmobile, looking into the Wine Cellar. So they might be setting up a second mirror window in there, looking into the entrance of the Wine Cellar. So
good to see they're clearing the top floor efficiently first as well.
Like he making sure that there's no vigil, because we've seen how strong vigil can be.
Oh yeah.
If left unchecked, or there's an ally playing around. Won't be the case. Oplon playing very defensively. Not sure if this is by design or just because they might be a bit fearful playing as a team like I Don't Know. Then
we could see Elms opening up a bunch of the fireplace floor. It looks like he's getting set up for that. If you can stay secure up here, and clearing that top floor was exactly what he needed to do for that, he can open up so much of this floor and really force positions on them.
But Leon, though, comes in with the AUG, getting the first kill. A post will go down. The Legion falling to the floor, as you see now. LMs through the fireplace, try to get an angle down below. Now, what Oplon have done is that they've left a couple reinforcements until the end, until they have some info on where I Don't Know will be pushing in. But that's the kill now from Jacques. He'll take down Leon, and that is the IQ out of play before she can really help too much when setting up for the attack.
It was mostly good in an early phase, at least, to make sure there was no cameras outside or anything like that, which there is not because they're not playing Valkyrie, but at least some of the usefulness is over with. But they are going to open up a window there from the angle above. That's nicely done. But Jock trying to go for a second one here with this rotate upstairs could be a big problem if he's not paying attention to fireplace.
I Don't Know lost their drone looking into the lobby, so they might be fearful of a potential flank here, but tunnel vision is always a thing that you need to look out for. Meepy down to very low ammo as well, so Jacques slow creep into the dining room, as you say. He's definitely wanting to nom on his opponents here. This is going to try to shut him down.
Oh no!
Flash himself, unfortunately.
They don't know, though, so they could have taken advantage of that timing, but since they don't know that he flashed himself, he will get away with that, and Meepy gets away with a kill.
Oh, 2 kills for Meepy.
4v2.
Playing the glass here. Iris will get 1 on Alems. He eliminates him, but low on HP. The diffuser's already been planted, and now Oplon are down 3v2, and Lackey has stayed up. Can use the E1D, but it won't work out for him here. But Meepy is ready, and the kills are flowing for our UK player here, Jacques. From the top side, has to rotate through the fireplace stairs. The diffuser is planted way up in the open. Way up there. He's going to run in to the Habana. He lands the headshot on him. And Jacques still low on HP. Can just have just enough time to tap this one away. Meepy has to rotate down and try and defend this. Where are you? Meepy goes in for the kill. And Meepy will win out the round on the glass.
That was surprisingly close.
Oh boy.
Great flank by Jock and Ahiris. That absolutely got them so close to saving that round. Meepy rotating up the stairs, yeah, it cost him in the end in terms of having to rotate back down slowly. It did give him the kill upstairs, though, that made it possible for him to make that clutch. But that was tight and close because they just did not maintain control of top floor. They got control very quickly, especially killing that Legion in dining room, but they just need to have a much better flank watch next time and keep those drones alive if they don't want to get caught off guard like that. But just great play by both of those flankers, the Bandit and the Jaeger, just rotating up. 2 kills for each of them. Nearly killing
on the 4K the previous round, saving it with his Glaz. You know what? Glaz up close, still a powerhouse.
Yeah, he was using the smoke very well before, and in that case, he just had to go for it at the end. I mean, him waiting definitely was a little risky in terms of how long it took him to get downstairs, but you got to think of the psychological play there. He did bait him into sticking it in a way, because the longer you don't push, the more they're going to try and stick it, and then the less they're going to be prepared to unstick it at the end because they want to finish that hit. Whether that was intentional or not, there is a little bit of psychological kind of back and forth to how you play against someone trying to defuse.
Now, the interesting part from I Don't Know is that they bring both the Mute and the Bandit. It's going to play into a lot of disrupting drones, so
it also lets
denying
you,
info.
Secure both the front and the back, because you can secure the snowmobile garage with the batteries, as well as deny them being able to drone in through the drone hole, and you get to deny a lot of the wine cellar walls, which is a big deal that stops both-sided attacks. And I think
you still get an MP7 out of it.
And 2 C4s potentially. So I think overall that is a great strategy, just to make sure that you have a much harder time trying to attack them from either side.
EU has definitely been a region that has been favoring plays with both operators, Mute and Bandit, pretty much exchanging their spots in the operator lineup on defense every other week. Leon is playing upstairs, he's going to get droned, and you know what? He's just going to fall back into the par.
Heavy row.
Not really exposing himself. Very smart plays here, trying to buy as much time as possible.
Oh, that late reinforcement. Oh, that was almost punished.
I would love to have quick reinforcements, just like have an outbreak.
That would be great.
That would be a very different way of playing the game. That's for sure.
Located by
especially being swarmed in this game. This is an interesting spot though. Leon trying to hide just around the corner. It is usually predictable to hide laying prone next to that one box and kind of facing that pixel angle up to the stairs, but it's less predictable where he's sitting right now. So if teams come in and drone right past him looking for people at that crack, he actually may get away with that. Interesting to rotate here as well, trying to make sure he can have an angle as well as be able to rotate between if they start pressuring connector, assuming they can even get garage open. Blackbeard actually playing inside here, trying to hold an angle onto these stairs. I think he's worried about late pushes in terms of them being able to try and push up on them the same way they just did to I Don't Know in terms of flanks, but watching a lot of angles here is burning up a lot of time that they're not using trying to pressure site, as they do not have much open yet, even though they have spoken on Vana.
Oh, the shot here, the C4 will get thrown out, and Leon will land the first kill here for the round, and that is on the Lion. Unfortunately, the Lion goes down the instant he pops the E1D, and Leon winning the 1v1 with the MP5 against Blackbeard, the SR25. And there you go, Uphugs will spot LMs on the floor, get one, Spoken will refrag. They take it 3-3 now. And now the smoke going that is a huge kill for Oplon, who kind of have the advantage in this one, but they're still, well, I wanted to say a C4, extra one upper, I don't know. They'll lose one, but Mipi able to frag up as well and getting the kill on Michi for Oplon. Locky in the back. Hooks will get one kill, he'll get the second one as well. The Ash running in, getting the kills to end the round. Oplon tie it up.
Prox is definitely the MVP that round in terms of playing very aggressive on those stairs and getting away with it. They pressured from both sides, and that made the difference right there, is that gave Prox the opportunity to be able to hit from a different angle, because they open up those rotates, which obviously you want to do to be able to move flexibly, but those got used against them in the end, giving Prox some angles into the wine cellar, along with the pressure from the other side, forced them. You can't fight both sides at once, and that connector is open to both sides as well, so no matter where you rotated, you were potentially exposed to at least one of the attackers.
The only thing is that the smoke was sitting pretty much in the middle of the site in the garage, and with the first pick from the Ash, Apox didn't really see anything. No one on the floor, but there was one person there that didn't really react to him, even though the Mute was still holding behind in the hallway. I'm not too sure what happened there from IDK.
I think it was also a little bit of a mistake for Oplon to push a Blackbeard down the stairs, because Blackbeard on the stairs is pretty much the worst position you can be in as a Blackbeard, because when you walk downstairs, you have no way to hide your legs. You can crouch walk at best, but it just is usually a situation where Blackbeard's going to die, and he needed a better way to make sure that that blue was clear before he pushed down it. And that was a little bit of a mistake, because had they had that additional pressure from Blue as well, that would have been even more of a devastating attack, I think. But overall, they did win the round. This is the spot I was talking about where they usually lay prone and kind of peek sideways through that crack earlier. It's a pretty predictable way to do it. I like the extra delays there to make sure people pushing through Blue will get hit by those mines. As we said before, you don't usually see as much Ella here, but this is something they're going to use to their advantage in terms of being able to rotate up at the end if they need to, like we saw last time from Ahiris and Jock, who still are going to be playing the same operators to do that. And same attacking operators as well. Let's see if Leon can live a little bit longer this time, though. Get some more utility out, as they are going to be attacking the same bomb site.
So they'll have Meepy holding up.
This is
Opening fire from Gazebo here, because you know what? If they catch one of our roam upstairs, that'll be a great pick. Unfortunately for them, Oplon aren't really playing all the way up top. They are, however, in the fireplace hall.
Yeah, there's Jock trying to go for that K9 spot up there. And unfortunately, losing most of his health in the process and not doing any damage. They know he's there now. He can rotate down if he needs to, but just wants to stick it for the moment. Trying to play it smart and careful. He has to be careful rotating into that hallway for the stairs as well, because that does have some visibility from that K9 spot out on the ledge. He's staying alive a long time at least here. There he's going to get some support from his teammate to be rotate down a lot safer.
They have reinforced the hatch here, so Jock might want to stay in the bar for as long as possible, even die if he can get a kill.
It worked pretty good last time in terms of taking control of bar when they killed that lion, because it gave him some flexibility to rotate, but they are going for a wine cellar attack, it looks like pretty clearly, and we'll probably see some long angles from Meepy on that again as well, maybe from Blue or maybe from the car garage. Proc's allowed to rotate up here as well. That again is 2 roamers. Last time they had 3 potentially on the roam when they had Bandit, Jaeger, and Legion, and they're going to still go with the same thing. Jack actually trying to push his way back upstairs as he wants to take control of that, but he's trying to do it from an angle that might be a little bit safer, assuming he has some idea whether or not there's someone out on that ledge. Which in this case, Stizzy's just trying to drone them out instead. They have taken control of dining at least, but they need to hold it, unlike they did last time.
Batteries will be spotted here as Meepy. Oh, he flicks up and he nails the headshot on Iris. That'll be him going down. Iris did not have too much of the magic potion today, as we like to call him Asterix as well.
Well, Meepy's so far doing a fantastic job for I don't know in terms of getting a lot of the kills, putting a lot of pressure on with that glass, but Spoken trades it back onto Stizzy. And luckily they got at least a lot of this wall open to go for the plant, because now Jock takes down Lackey as well.
Oh, he's playing from the open holes. 3v3, and this forces Meepy to go for the diffuser plant. Alems is in the wine stock here. Hit the diffuser. There you go. See the drop from Jock as he's just watching the IQ. He'll take her down, and that was Leon now down on the floor. 3 versus 2. So I don't believe there is a single smoke remaining. Apox will get 1 kill. Meepy eliminated here. All on Alems. He's got 1 frag grenade to play with here. Destroy mirror window. He'll go in. He'll drop 1. Now playing from behind a reinforced wall. He'll try to go for the Ella, who's now low on health. Apox rushes in. He gets taken down. Will he come in? Yes! LM sticks it with the 3K on the buck. What is that?
He absolutely
reads them like an open book.
Just completely anticipated that play. I mean, that was smart play. He knows that they could rotate around from that small hole, but it's such a tight hole to get through that they have a better opportunity being able to rush around the side. Unfortunately for them, they just tried to run it, and when you're mid-sprint, it's easy to forget that you can't transition to shooting very quickly from a sprint.
They didn't know that he still had a grenade that they can lob over. The problem is, when there are 3, even with 2, they can have 1 holding the angle from the desk, the second one tapping, because both the wall was reinforced. So they could stick behind it and gamble on the fact that he might not have a grenade to bounce around the wall.
Absolutely, and they could have played that more smartly. But just feeding bodies to Elms was definitely not the smart approach there. Meepy doing a lot of work for his team, that 3K there from Elms as well. Just definitely making it work. But it has been a lot closer than you would expect from these 2 teams. But it shows why Oplon picked Chalet. Now, obviously, this is a map that I don't know, are undefeated on, as well all of the maps they played this season pretty much are. But it is Oplon coming out with something that I don't know, we're as prepared for, which is these late rotates, these abilities to rotate up and take control, or the roamers that are able to actually keep control of the top floors. And they're so focused on controlling just dining and maybe fireplace that they're not maintaining roam control, and that is costing them. Yeah, they're winning the rounds, but just down to the last person multiple times.
I could see Iris and Spoken's experience on Oplon really paying off. Unfortunately here, do they know that Meepy is ready for the peak with the MPX here? Nobody's running in quite yet. He does have a mute jammer next to him to protect him if need be. Iris on the Blackbeard will run just past here and not take any fire out of it. So far, very slow. I don't know, expecting their opponents to make some sort of mistake for them to capitalize on. Oh, the spray in. Does not connect on Meepy, and the drone will miss.
We are going to see this time they're actually going to be in Trophy Kitchen as opposed to downstairs in the basement, because they, even though they lost that, but this is more holding angles here. This is for the ladder though, as opposed to a spawn peak, because that ladder is generally a death trap for exactly that reason you just see right there. And there are a lot of times you used to see kind of spawn peaks from that. A lot of bandits, for example, would try and spawn peak that, but it was always a risky thing to do, and a lot of them died in the process. So not smart, but they are going to at least be trying to take control of Master, which is typical for this, and to potentially open up the hatch there from below. Trying to rotate around to West Main as well, if they can, and try and take control of the bathroom. Unfortunately, missed flashbang there. The second one doesn't land correctly as well, but that one actually hits it for 5 damage.
Goes in for the 1v1, and Lackey gets one out of it. Spoken will refrag on Stiz, but Leon is ready as he peeks right through the library hallway and gets the shot, and that's the diffuser on the floor.
That was a good trade then. Trading for the diffuser, and now you've killed 2 of them.
So Oplon lose the Habana, and well, now Iris as well on the Blackbeard, and the Buck traded all for Stiz. Now Meepy will go down as well, and here's the other one.
My goodness.
Nailing shot after shot. Doesn't even need that diffuser.
Prox has been dominating on that Ash play this time in terms of just killing people person after person, and pretty much carrying his team to an extent on attack.
I like the spot though from the Pulse. Won't be able to use his heartbeat monitor. Just gonna have to fall back for just a bit here. Lackey play in a bit of a better spot to utilize the UMP. You don't really want to be pushing up very close, especially when you're facing Pokes on the Ash. Now they're gonna set up their second remote gas nade. The Pokes has used up his charge. So he'll drone in and get the info on the lens. He still has his final remote gas canister. Jacques is still on the line. He's taking a bit of damage there from Lackey. But he still has both E1Ds to play with barely a magazine left with a V308.
15 seconds to go.
Up to E1D as he moves in very closely. Does he spot the leg? No, he does not. He'll run in, and Lackey will get the kill now. Pokes. Can he clutch the round here in a 1v2? He comes in. Unfortunately for him, LMs is ready with the SMG-11. Defenders will take the 4th round 3-1 up for I don't know.
I feel like if anyone was going to be able to clutch that was going to be a Prox, but unfortunately for him, just some of the timing was off in terms of where he caught him, and the rotate there from Elms was smartly done in terms of rotating around to the other side of Trophy from where he was playing before, knowing that Trophy window was not going to be the attack point, and knowing that there was just one left. That was good communication. I like that position of laying down in the kitchen where he was just not exposed at all in terms of his leg not sticking out, because that could have easily cost him his life had he been able to spot that leg from the line. But overall, a fairly chaotic attack. Losing that diffuser in the bathroom was definitely not the best approach. They did eventually get it back, but it cost them a lot trying to fight that. And trying to fight that from below the way they were with the flashbangs was great, but missing them, just, I don't know, it didn't get a lot of pressure on them to be able to get a lot of map control. And just, I don't know, down to a Prox pretty much playing frag rolls is not a great way to win this, because now they're 2 points down, because that's pretty much what they're relying on at this point. That and occasional trades. He's going to be back on that glass again. Same attacker lineup as before, except for this time they're taking a different bomb site. They're going to be in Kitchen Trophy as well, despite, again, not winning theirs also. So both of them deciding, you know what, Garage is not the best bomb site here.
Let's try something else.
Yeah. Smart choice, though, changing out as no team seems to be able to win it, just because they both have fairly good attacks on it, although they happen close. But here he's making sure no drone's going to be hiding in the little jungle there. Smart thing to do, just because, well, that's a typical thing to do since you can see through the leaves a lot better than the defenders can. And more spawn peaks coming out here, trying to catch someone on the rock. No one's been caught on them yet, but as I say that, Leon gets a Heries, so he did punish him for that peak. Nicely done.
Takes a lot of damage in this, but they do end up in a spot where they can reset if need be. They're still outside. The Bandit is, of course, lost in that engagement, which really hampers the rotation ability of Oplon. We've seen how important Iris and Spoken even have been in terms of rotating back on the site when it really gets into crunch time.
At least they still got Jock.
And with the fact that there's nobody to contest the buck upstairs, LM's just going to have a field day.
That would be my kind of saved his life for a moment there.
Oh, Meepy up hooks will go down. Now eliminating the Ella. This is looking like a better round for, I don't know, by the second, but Jock is still here. He can hear the buck firing, but he's checking K9, making sure that the IQ is not still standing above from Leon.
Jock has been good at positioning himself to stay alive for as long as possible. Same with Spoken. So that is working out well for them, but depending on the last smoke there, just to stay alive long enough to defend that is going to be the real difficult part, because you see a lot of the pressure coming down in Trophy window, and now it's going to come down to timing on those rotates from people like Jock. As we've seen before, he's been good at that, but will it be enough against 5?
Thrown in, he'll spot one in the back. Try to smoke in. We'll give him an angle to hold off rotations from the dining room into Trophy, where, I don't know, might just be pushing themselves into now. There we go, he comes in, he's trying to clear things out. Second smoke grenade is going to get popped in here. For some reason, they can't get the kill. There we go, Meepy will get the kill on Spoken. Then LM's on Jacques to clean it up. They cut the rotations, and that's pretty much it. You just go onto the side. It's the same thing we talked about yesterday. You limit the mobility of your opponents by taking out their roamers, then their second level of defense is basically rotating from one side to the other, and when that's done, it's good to go. The round should be theoretically in your hand.
Well, I mean, it's definitely been a tough road for Oplon. They have been putting up a good fight in terms of those roamers staying alive as long as possible with people like Jock, but here he's doing that spawn peak is ultimately cost them quite a bit on that round because they weren't able to peek or fight the rest of the map as effectively as possible. But either way, it did come down to the wire there, and it is 4-1. It is match point, and they are forced to go back down because they won Trophy and Kitchen. They're going to be forced to go down to the garage yet again. Try one more time to defend this. So we'll see. They are going to be setting this up with, again, the Bandit Mute, which we saw fairly effective last time, although it came down pretty close. Last time, it really came down to a prox fragging out very well in terms of pushing down those stairs. I imagine they're going to be a little better prepared for it. Now, they don't run a Legion the way we see Oplon doing, which would be helpful on those stairs because the barbed wire is going to be pretty obviously hit by a prox's remote breach. Well, whereas the invisible Legion mines can be set up to slow them down because it stops the sprinting. So the point a lot of times of barbed wire like that is to stop a sprint fast speed, right? But you achieve some of that as well with a Legion mine and also force them back a little bit and get a notification that they're there. So in some ways, I would say the Legion mine is more effective than the barbed wire on those stairs for those very reasons, especially since you can put one on the upper stairs, one on the lower stairs, and they're spread out enough that one remote breach won't hit both of them.
Can make really anybody's life a living hell by having barbed wire staggered between Legion mines.
Yeah, as long as they're far enough away that you won't hit them with the same explosion. That's the tricky part, is those stairs are limited in length as well, but yeah, just anything you can do to slow down a prox who is taking control of Fireplace right now will potentially be able to put pressure on them very soon. Leon, unfortunately, already getting down to enough to get reset upstairs. He might have just gone for a purposeful reset, but either way, that is not a great start for him, but they are playing a similar roam game to what we see from the Oplon guys. Curious again in that Blackbeard, but Jack, unfortunately, takes down Lackey already. That is one of the roamers down.
Drone coming up here from Oplon as Aries still holding in the bedroom hallway. Leon setting up by the snowmobile here in blue. Aries just taking care of the cameras right now. This is standard checklist for anybody that's just taking control of the top floor. And will fall back down. Of course, Lackey being lost here. We'll remind you that this map is picked by Oplon, and it's a bit of an odd decision, seeing that I don't know we're very dominant in their matches in Challenger League against really anybody. They have not, as you mentioned, lost a single map. this season.
Yeah, they've been
Not a Chalet, especially.
steamrolling. I think they might have had 1-2-1 in maybe in not the finals, but one of the matches. I'm not sure if it was a 2-1 or not for them.
Even in the semifinals,
Was it okay?
it was a 2-0.
Just making sure.
There's no one that could stop this train.
No one can stop them. Brock's still alive, though, is a good sign for this attack, as they have cleared out a lot of the roamers. Here's where him going for the same main stairs again. They're going to be a little more prepared for it, and Leon survived at least and got downstairs, despite losing his buddy Jock upstairs. So they're in a decent position to defend this, because they need all 4 of them to watch multiple angles. Looks like Meepy's still going to be hanging out by the garage. I can't imagine he's bandit tricking at this point. He's just holding an angle to stop, and the smoke delaying a proxy. So the push here is working out. They need to pinch this fast.
She's still opening up the fireplace. They haven't really been able to find much of it, but Jack will get another kill here, taking down Leon on the mute.
Finishing the job he tried to start upstairs.
Not too sure what Leon was doing there, getting a bit too aggressive. But this is fairly aggressive himself, pushing up with the wine cellar with the Vector 45, and this will spray in again with the SR25. He's going to do the damage, and now this leaves Stiz all on his own versus the 5, and you know what, Uphouse is ready. And he's hungry for more. He'll get the final kill with his Ash. We'll make it 4-2.
A bit of a slow and steady push, but they did manage to get control of the top floor quickly and take one down, and that left them in a dominant position because we did not see I Don't Know able to rotate back up the same way Oplon have been able to, and basically take away the map control that they'd worked so hard for. So far, Wine Cellar just being a bit of a grave for both of these teams, and now we've got Oplon going back to it, which is not good, because no one has won it yet, and this is match point for this map here, or map point rather. So it's a tough spot to be in. Meepy, 10 kills already, and then another 10 divided between Leon and Elms. Stizzy, unfortunately, no kills, but he is getting enough assists to be helping his team out.
Same thing for Michi as well.
Yeah, Michi doing okay as well, but not being vital. I mean, he did open up some good angles for his team as Buck, but needs to probably bring in some fragging. We saw 2 7s as well from 2 of the other players. Proc's doing a fantastic job as well. So, I mean, there's some great plays going on from Oplon. It's their lack of ability to finish off everyone from the other team, which we finally saw again last round.
Speaking of finish, remind you that our second match is ENCE, our current Pro League champions can't really defend their championship at LAN. Their match in Relegations is coming up right after this here with Kickster and Terrorbank. They are of course playing against Supremacy, the 2nd seed of Challenge League. It's an exciting game, exciting day for EU.
Ooh, the helicopter. Maybe with these peaks, last time he was peeking around from the gazebo side. This time he's going to take a different tack here, which is good because they have been able to defend and hold the library pretty effectively as a defender. So they're taking a different approach in terms of saying we need to clear that out. He does spot him for a second, unfortunately.
Grenade's going to get thrown in.
There we go. Some pressure there on Jock, takes him down. Leon also coming out from the side. They are flanking the heck out of this library. These roamers feeling a lot of pressure. Brock's managing to stay alive though.
He'll go and spray on the Buck, take him down. He takes a bit of damage himself, have to fall down, and well, he ends up in a bit of a blind fire there by Leon. Oh, he's gonna get traded up by Ace. Nicely done here to rotate up and protect his teammate. Unfortunately, not quick enough. Stiz was already here as well to help and was not able to get the finisher. 2
for 2 though. I would say the defenders actually gained the most out of this because killing a Buck and IQ means you took out both the grenade players as well as some aggressive plays, and you're leaving it again on people like Meepy to try and clean this up. If you can just turtle on site effectively with the utility that you have left, which of course is all already placed, and just fight the fights at correct angles and avoid Meepy pretty much. If they can kill Meepy, I think this is they actually stand a better chance at this.
And we're talking about how difficult it's been for both teams to hold the wine cellar. This will open up the hatch, looking down into B. Ace will rotate around if he tries to fight against those hatches. Maybe somebody sneaking through there. Won't be the case. All 3 players now from Oplon are looking down through A in the wine cellar.
Now the lack of grenades from the 2 operators that died means they cannot clear that barbed wire on the stairs. So that means pushing from the fireplace stairs is actually a dangerous proposition, and they are prepared for it.
I like the second mirror window that's been set up as well to counter a push from the garage corridor here where Meepy is in blue. See the mirror will have the information. C4 thrown right at him, and his entire life flashes before his eyes here. as Meepy will get down and taken out. Lackey moving in, but Spoken is ready with the last 2 kills. That was basically perfect positioning.
Yeah, that's what I was saying about the barbed wire too, is it gave away his position coming down those stairs.
This is what I like as well about leaving your second mirror window until you realize what your opponents are doing.
That's what we were talking about earlier. Yeah.
Yep. Do you set up your second mirror window looking directly into garage, or do you set it from garage looking into wine cellar, or do you set it from wine cellar looking into blue? All of those positions are open for you, and you know what? I think they've read IDK very well in that round. Oplon, they're starting to get into the groove.
Well, they did a good job. That C4 on Meepy was definitely critical to that, because that took off a big point of pressure through the smoke that they were going to have to deal with, because Meepy would have had a big advantage in fighting that, but just well-timed C4 throw. Nicely done. I mean, his smoke hadn't even finished popping yet before he died, pretty much. So we'll see, though.
How many times did that happen when this C4 just gets thrown in your face and you're like,
oh, well.
Oh, boy. All right.
As the producers like to say, at this moment, he knew. So they are going to actually go with the Valkyrie here for the first time in terms of getting some intelligence outside to get some idea where to go from, and they are opening a lot of windows to get ready to throw those cameras. So Meepy definitely wants to make sure this time they're able to control the map a lot better, because they're going to be playing upstairs. They need to know where the approaches are coming from. Like, for example, are they going to be putting pressure onto the bathroom? And that's where that camera is going to help as well, to know when that approach is coming, because last time we saw there was an important fight in the bathroom where the diffuser got lost, but knowing when that approach is coming, he uses all 3 cameras outside. Doesn't even care about the inside at this point. It's more about knowing the approach and staying alive. And then Pulse is going to help with that as well. So this is all about positioning to ambush the attackers.
It's all about knowing the approach of a Prox.
Yeah, kill him first would be good.
That would be good, because he has been on a roll this matchup, especially on the attack, where he can really abuse the Ash. You can see him all the way to top.
Interesting with a Hollow to be playing all the way up there as well. But Stizzy already takes down Jock, who was actually doing a good job on the frag roll last time. That's a great kill. Leon, though, unfortunately, again, taking a lot of damage early in the round. But at least Jock's dead, worth it.
That's the Lion eliminated. Iris is watching through here, looking into the bathroom, the main bathroom, master bedroom. Won't really find anything out of that. Uphooks moving in from behind. He'll require some droning information before he can come in, but Meepy has a clear bird's eye view on everything that's happening.
So nice camera placement there. There's no way to get up there except for the ladder, so it's very easy to predict if someone's going to be attacking. He's got a clear view of that ladder as well. There is sorry, a rappel spot right next to the ladder, but it is just about as dangerous to that same camera.
Moving up, he'll get on one of the cameras here, your default camera in the back stairs. Michi moving up. That's sweet Canadian camo. Flash coming in. Interrobang camo. Iris will get a kill here off of the SR-25 and eliminates Meepy on his Valkyrie.
Good kill. Loses a lot of health in the process, which makes it good for a Blackbeard, or I mean, bad for a Blackbeard, because he has to deal with the fact that body shots can kill him now.
Oh my god, the one tap. He'll get the kill. The Habana will get dropped. The Sizz will fall back. He gets another one. Can't get the third as Iris speaks in, but he takes so much damage here that the smoke of Alems might get extremely difficult to deal with. Oplon need this round to tie it 4-4 and go into overtime. And facing Miela close up, where she is a dominating beast.
Well, this is what we saw last time, was Lackey and Elms trying to defend the site, and it worked out for them. So I imagine if they could play some smart heads-up play and stop a Prox, this could be the end of this map, but I don't know. That Prox has been pretty good in these clutch attempts here.
See what the Valkyrie cameras pay off here.
Yeah, none inside, so probably not going to help as much.
You can signal any rotation that might be coming through the trophy room window.
Yeah, that will
definitely case right now. Same thing for the lobby.
And I don't think they're going to bother with, which means Alems is going to be able to control his positioning a lot better, and Lackey's going to give him a heads up when that approach is coming.
All right, 11 seconds on the clock. Smoke's going to get thrown in with masterfully opened holes. They go for the spray-in. No, not understand. They don't want to reveal their position. We'll go in on the Ash and drop a Prox. Iris last man alive. He peeks in. Gets a bit of damage done, but that is not enough. A good half comes up as I don't know. Take map number 1. Chalet 5-3 versus their opponents of Oplon. Very, very convincing early game where, I don't know, seemed like they would just run away with the match, and then Oplon tried to get back into it. Unfortunately, it took them a bit of a while to warm up to this, and you see Meepy on a 10-6 here.
Credit to Oplon, though. They were the only ones to win the downstairs basement. So, or no, I say that. I think both of them won at once, actually. So, either way, though, Oplon, I think, picked that map because they obviously had good strats on it, and you saw that, and it was down to the roam play, and that is a map where it can be difficult to play good roam because of spots like K9 where you're able to control a lot. However, the ladders also give you an advantage in the sense that that is most of the way that they're going to get up there other than repelling master bedroom balcony. So just smart control and smart play gave them a chance to get there with the 3 points, and so close, but good play. I mean, those two site defenders are so difficult to take out that they almost needed to kill them a lot earlier, and I know easier said than done, but we didn't see enough pressure from trophy window, and I think that ultimately cost Oplon because it gave them the ability to play back in that trophy area just too flexibly.
Yeah, and the problem is when you're trying to rush into master bedroom and you already droned up the Ella that's waiting there, you have a buck in the back. Try to bounce a grenade into the position. Try to force this out of his spot before you contest it.
You also have to consider the fact that they had the perfect person to be playing that trophy window, a Blackbeard. And with such low health, that meant he mostly needed to be defending his body more so than anything else because a couple body shots would be enough to take him out.
Yep.
Whereas if he's peeking a window, he's in a lot safer position, can even peek the drone hole a lot more safely. So that was probably a bit of a misplay because the Prox probably could have played fine if he'd had the crossfire pressure on them so they could have positioned, although they would have had a heads up from Lackey as well. Either way, hindsight's 2020. Oplon put up a good fight, but now they're up against a map that so far I don't know have won twice this season already in Challenger League. So this is their map pick. This is potentially where we see them go out if they can't put up at least as good a fight as they did on Chalet, if not better.
I don't know, we're eyeing that spot in Pro League, and it's definitely an extremely important spot. Of course, with the team here of Oplon, their first season all together in Pro League, especially under the organization that has resurfaced from the ashes. As I remember that this team, the same organization, used to be under the name Infamous back in late 2015, early 2016. Unfortunately, not the case anymore. They go back, new sponsor, new everything, new start, full French lineup. They're in Pro League, and unfortunately, they're on the backhand. They lose their first map, Chalet. They have to fight for the second one.
You know what it reminds me of? The logo actually reminds me a little bit of Warrior Team France, who one of the players, Michi, the new player, actually had come from at one point. So it's kind of interesting.
They have more of a blue logo.
Yeah, but I mean the kind of the helmet sort of thing.
Yeah,
so
it's
it's
a
kinda,
hoplite.
I don't know.
That's the thing. Oplon means hoplite, basically.
Yeah.
French for the guys that might not know what it means. That's why they have that design.
Yeah, just kind of I think it's kind of a fun.
They're gonna need Leonidas at this point to win the game, especially after how it's been.
It's kind of unfortunate teams like Warrior Team France didn't eventually, like, they kind of dissipated over time, but they were kind of interesting in year one. One of those teams that was kind of, another interesting French team, and I think a lot of those players kind of went elsewhere. Same with kind of G-Bots, which was a Spanish team, kind of dissipated
There is
elsewhere.
the G-Bots Academy team right now that are playing. They're playing quite a few tournaments, actually. I've been watching some of the matches that they've had, even within Benelux Championship. KS was actually subbing for one of the teams. They're, of course, their co-workers over at ESL Benelux in their studio in Haarlem. They've been having a lot of fun with their matchup. But let's get ready to go for map number 2, Oregon. To go there, unfortunately, it's not Atlantic City just yet.
Yeah, I hope Atlantic City doesn't look like this. I've never been, but I'm assuming this is not an accurate representation.
How far is Oregon from California?
It's right above it. It's short drive. Like,
is it like what, Oregon and then Washington State?
Yep.
There you go.
So there you go. Just drive straight up. That's pretty much it. So we will see Capitao.
Finally, Zofia as well.
Yeah, I was almost surprised that they didn't play that before, but Aprox was playing on Ash so well. I mean, not a big surprise he's still going to be doing that. So you're going to have Ash Sophia, which means some good aggressive firepower coming on in. And combined with the Heries, I mean, a lot of people forget that Capitao is also a 3-speed with a decent gun. That the Paraf at least got a better recoil a while back, and that does help as well. I don't think we're going to see the buffed LMG from him, but there's that potential.
The thing is here, we have the 5 operators from Oplon on the attack that work perfectly for really any site.
Camera feed up and running.
Yeah.
This is a line of operators that can really do damage and cut off rotations, especially having the Capitao and the Zofia, which would work if you're attacking downstairs or if you're here in the bedrooms.
Yeah, maybe you're going to be going to get some more outside intel yet again. We're going to actually see Stizzy picking up the Legion, which I think on this particular map, because a lot of the choke points and avenues of approach are easily Legion mineable, I guess we put it, I think is a good operator to use. We see, for example, Young doing that from Evil Geniuses as well for the defense. I think it's just a good way to make sure that you can control the approaches because of the shape of the map. However, Aprox is taking control of tower quickly here, and they're actually going to clear downstairs first. Actually, no, just making sure that no one's going to approach from tower side. And taking control of Meeting Hall quickly is a good way to approach this. I like Prox's confidence along with his droning from his teammate to make sure they take control of this, clear that stage.
It reminds me of Latin America with, you know, minus the 4 drones that are right in front of the Ash. That's something we see in Latin. But here,
it works really well, though, for someone like Prox that has a lot of good confidence and good movement control, and he spots the open hole there, the rotate into Attic. So if they can clear Attic as well, he could even get up there for a lot of quick pressure. They could have some Legion mines in there to make it hard for him to approach silently, though. Interesting.
It's a close one. I want to see how that plays out, if he actually gets to use it.
Yeah, it depends.
A bomb has been located.
I mean, they do have some idea where people are approaching from. Lackey also on that pulse again. Stack Legion mines, setting Valkyrie cameras. They're going to know how this approach is coming, but Stizzy fighting a tough fight here. Still 2 Legion mines in his pocket. Might want to throw one of those soon. Maybe even just in case they get in to that window. He's got to take out this Skepta. The flashbang does miss him, which is so helpful here because now he doesn't know. And Jack gets taken down. Jack is one who'd been vital before. As Lackey takes down a Prox, this is starting to fall apart quickly as they're all able to stay alive here. And there's another one.
God, he's going to go down to Stizzy here on the T5 SMG. Gets the kill with the Legion and now leaves Spoken and Michi alive. Michi that has not had a great night. Starting up here with 0 on the board in 1. Well, here he's got to fight against 5 players from IDK that have set up every single hole to counter them. And Lackey's downstairs, and he has a Nightmare Cell.
He's doing a great job getting the intel as well.
God.
In this peak, they
That
are
is
playing
a
the
dirty
angles.
spot.
Oh, Smoke and the Legion mine doing so much damage, but nonetheless he gets the kill, but gets traded.
Oh, the shotty from LMs.
One, man.
Sweet kill there at the end from LMs. Goes for 1. Honestly, the Legion mines were perfectly placed there to slow down the assault of the Haban. It's a reason why we really like seeing Legion.
Yeah, that was a pretty similar defense lineup and somewhat setup to what we see from Evil Geniuses that I think works as well for Dorms as in terms of just having a lot of map control and knowledge, having the extra intel from the Pulse and the Legion. Although I don't think Evil Genius plays with the Valkyrie, so that was an extra little bit of extra info that Meepy was able to get. And it paid off. They were walking into trap after trap, angle after angle, and the extra intel meant that you could rotate as needed. But instead of going to the dorms, which worked out fine for, I don't know, instead Oplon want to go with the basement. 1 kill out there for Spoken, and that is the only one he was able to get for his entire team. Elms, though, with that 3K. Elms and Meepy have definitely been showing up a lot for their team today.
Oh, yes. I would say that Leon has had a few moments as well on the team. I will remind you that we always have a community vote before we start our matches. We also always have a post-match MVP vote where we pretty much post up 4 players that we thought were really the best players. Sometimes there are 3 from the winning team, sometimes there are 2 from each, depending on how that match went. Then you guys can vote on that. Go on, of course, Twitter, twitter.com/ESL Rainbow 6, and on there, vote for your favorite player that we'll have at the end of every single match, especially after this matchup is done. We might see a map 3 for now. IDK definitely know what they're doing. Oplon have to face against a team that's very confident.
Oplon going with basically the same lineup, but for a different bomb site for their defense. And then I don't know, going with a little bit of a different attacker lineup, and that Elms bring in his oh-so-powerful Buck that he's been very good on so far. Probably a smart choice. So they are already getting angles in here. This is a little bit of patient play that could pay off if they fall for it. You see them even still reinforcing stuff downstairs, trying to get their setup finished. As I say that, Prox gets downed in the meantime. And it is unfortunate for him as he is probably going to be finished off, but Jock, though, maybe gets that angle holding Buck down of LMs, and that's a lot more Meeting Hall control here. He has not had to flee just yet, but he has taken a bit of damage in the process. Lackey getting some intel with his Lion.
I'm reloading! Attackers dropping.
Well, they have opened up the hatch and even the side here, I don't know. Be able to use that to their advantage if need be when they start to push. You see a body falling down. Oh my god.
Yeah, he went for the prone drop and got shot midway down. Prox, unfortunately, starting as a corpse and finishing as a corpse. That does bring it to 4-4, though. It is even at the moment, although Jock's taking big damage as well as Leon. So about as close as you can get in terms of even for health between the two. Jock a little bit more.
Ooh.
But here he's baiting out a little bit of shots. I like this peak, but it's getting predictable, and Lackey could get him in it. Now he could also use a line drone to try and lock him in that position, but Leon gets a frag, and now that's the time as Jock falls. It is slowly whittling down here. A minute left, though, is more than enough time for them to finish this job, but Meepy needs to find a good position to start doing some work here, or the rest of his team is going to be kind of caught off guard.
Well, the Capital does have the PRB-92, the Parabellum, the upcoming operation, is teased. We'll see what happens with our Italian ops, but for now, I have to mosey on down here and make sure they don't drop the spaghetti. I don't know, definitely need to deal with the C4 here. It's gonna get thrown out. It will go down. Nice stuff from Spoken. Even though they have the Capital crossbows to pull him back, Arista will get one more. 2v2 here. It's Spoken in the 1v1 using his Vector 45 to his advantage.
Shotgun.
15 seconds to go.
Michi last alive here. The flash will get thrown in the second one as well. Shotgun is going to get sprayed, and what does he do? Michi misses the shots, and Leon is ready. He'll nail the shot at the end with the R4C. With all three flashbangs being saved, you can spray as much as you want with the shotgun, but the angle from the ash can change, and even you can time your step the instant you hear the shots being thrown out from the smoke because of that around 300 millisecond time that it takes to reload and shoot the second shot with your shotgun.
I gotta say those flashbangs though saved that. That was such a hard battle to win unless you
would have had to
rotate
rotate all the way around.
Yeah, I mean it's very hard against a shotgun like that. He still could have even won blind had he hit the right shot. I mean that's a little bit random at that point, but that was a very, very close round still. Frost coming out from Lackey, they're trying to change things up. Also a Vigil as well. So I don't know, definitely playing a very different defense downstairs. A lot of traps going to be down here. The question is, will Lackey catch anyone on those? The Frost so far have been somewhat effective in Pro League because they're so sparse. They do catch people off guard. And I don't know, haven't played this defense yet, so Oplon don't necessarily know how they set up for it. So if they don't drone it properly, could catch them off guard, as they're going to have to be droning for Leon as well. Could be on a roam. He's going to be trying to slow them down in blue to make sure some extra pressure from that. That's a pretty typical spot for the bear trap. And the reason for that is if they smoke that spot and then go to plant there, you can't see it during the smoke because you're too busy clearing the barbed wire and trying to go for the plant. But I would hope you drone before you go down for the smoke plant.
I'll remind you that we did have a post from Relegations at the later about Frost and the Frost traps and how effective they are.
Especially at diamond level?
Yeah, especially at diamond level. You know, there's another, for me, a missing part of the information where what's the full percentage of usage? Oh my God, what is that?
He's a nut. He lost a lot of health. He still could go for a reset, but he probably won't. He's just too nutty. He's going to go in with a different 3-speed. That is unfortunate. That is Leon already down. Leon's been really struggling on the roam. You saw him struggling on it as Butte earlier.
Lems will get the spot here. I'm not sure why the smoke's playing so far up the long stairs.
Trying to be a little Brazilian. He does catch a drone and then doesn't reposition just yet. Just wants to pre-fire for a potential trade. Does get pressured down though. It was smart to rotate when he did because that could have easily been his death. Nice try by Jack though. Proc's not even going to bother with that reset. He had enough. He still has enough time, really. Probably should, just because he's been such an important fragger for his team. All the health he can have is important here.
Unfortunately, there's no Finca like we saw from Latin America yesterday.
No,
Una would go for it.
Yeah, I would hate to see him also Finca on top of that. So the approach slowing down finally as they try and get angles now. A little bit of a scare that was put in by Elms. Now that they pushed him back, they're worried about him trying to push back up again. So now it's just about map control, trying to take control of the meeting hall if possible. He switched off positioning with a Prox, who's decided to go up and around instead. Could use his, oh no, he's going to go for that reset. That's good. Maybe Spoke could come over and pick him up, or here he's. There we go. No, Jock can rotate around it. Nope. There we go. Ooh, in the meantime though, Meepy takes advantage of the delay and the focus on resetting him. Takes Michi down. That is a Zofia gone. So meeting hall control remaining in Meepy's hands here is important.
It's a very standard position for him to be in as well. It's not really something extraordinary. Pokes will move in. Unfortunately, the Legion Good Minds are not set up to stop him just yet. We haven't seen him push in, and you know what? Spoken's going to start to open things up with his ex-Kairos. Now, it's taken a while, 55 seconds. Meepy still has control. Here.
They had to have seen that mat, and they could be bouncing around. They probably got it already, I would assume, but couldn't quite see it from that angle. Maybe staying alive here is going to be a big problem for them. I imagine if they can get the plant down with enough people left alive, they could watch for him, but I don't think Elms is going to make it that easy.
Football coming in here. Alem's almost burning to death. He'll get detected for just a second, but the smoke is perfect for Spoken. He will go down. Stizzy will frag up again, and he gets the second one. So on Iris. And now from the front, Alems will get one. The Phantom was still already upstairs. That was Meepy. It's very interesting how everything started out perfectly for Oplon, and then everything fizzled out.
Elms, though, definitely my VIP for that round because he stuck in the fire and stopped the defuse plant with that. Despite it almost costing him his life, just that I've got to stop this plant mentality is what helped that. Because had they been able to get that plant down and keep enough people left alive, like I said, they would have been able to watch enough of the angles to possibly stop them from being able to get it and depended entirely on Meepy helping with that clutch. But it didn't matter because Elms got one kill and then finished off with another one as the rest of the team picked it up. So, well played so far. 3-0 Oplon. I mean, like I said, given the track record for both these teams on this map, not a surprise to see them so far ahead, but Spoken actually the one showing up for Oplon this time as Aprox has been struggling a little bit more. He's actually going to be on Legion this time. Interesting switch up. We'll see if that works out. I'd almost rather see Aprox on Ella just because he plays that speed very well. Even a Jaeger would be better for him at this point, but the Jack's been playing that pretty well, so we'll see if this choice pays off. Legion is not a bad fragger, but he is a 2-speed, and his gun isn't going to be as brutal as something like the Scorpion. So we'll see, though. Here he's just been playing this pretty well.
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and
See if
defuse
you can
it.
go for the quick peek from the school. Maybe, of course, on the Twitch. An operator that has not been played much outside of Latin America. Kind of fell in favor of the Thatcher. Leon, of course, playing the Nokobi here. Take down the goo mine. You'll see kill number 1 at Lems.
Well, Prox is going to play it fine. He's still going to lose a bit of health, but very worth it here because Elms has been a very good buck. This is the second time he's died at the beginning of this attack.
Is there an ADS to protect the mirror of Spoken?
Oops, missed
In the
throw.
back kitchen? I don't believe so. The kitchen will get thrown in here. They'll try to time everything just so they can remove this mirror window, and indeed it will hit.
Nice.
Spoken will get forced out of position into the bathroom, and now they're going to start teasing him, and the instant he turns, Leon will come in for the kill. So we've seen how strong.
He's hacking the cameras.
Oh
We just
boy.
don't see that in Pro League ever. That is nicely done because the cameras
It's
can
like
be
the
useful.
second time we actually saw that.
Yeah.
Lucky will get a kill here as well on Jacques. Now that's Amira and the Jaeger, 2 players that would usually be seen on the site or somewhere near it. Of course, Spoken playing a bit of a more aggressive Mira in the kitchen and in the bathroom. VP no ACOG on the F2. Odd game, but works out pretty fine. Yeah, F2 is pretty sweet.
He's planning to play it a little more aggressive, I think. Proc's still alive, though, is good for this team. You see all those Legion mines for both the stairs and the window to make sure he can fight both approaches, but he's got to worry about his back. The rest of his teammates need to make sure to cover the approach from the Arsenal side, or he could easily be caught off guard. But here he's going to try and do that a little bit from this side. Unfortunately, exposes his position too early and at least doesn't take any damage for it. Now going to make them watch that window. So well played. At least he can rotate through the basement.
Lucky watching here in the balcony inside the bedroom, and Aprox will peek in onto Leon. Getting the kill the instant Leon trying to go for his call. Unfortunately, it does not work out. Iris will rotate down from the tower. Sisto runs on in, can't get the second one on Michi, who will reload with SMG-11. Turning into a 2v2, 43 seconds on the clock, and that's the last remote gas nade that was used. I'm not sure what the Habana was doing there, but Mipi will somehow land the kill, but then traded off by Michi. He's gonna reload. He does not have too much ammo left in the mag. As Lucky, last alive for I don't know on the line. He's gonna flash himself as he rotates away. Michi with barely any ammo left. He's gonna flip over. The shotgun goes in for the 1v1 and he'll get the shot.
That's the second time we've seen a smoke kill from there. With the shotgun, that is.
Oh my god.
He's a beast. It was unfortunate that the positioning just now. I mean, if he had one more E1D left, he might have been able to win that fight. And then flashing himself certainly didn't help.
Oh yes.
So that was the first round for Oplon, though. Good defense. It really came down to 1v1, though, which is not what you want here for Oplon, who are severely on the back foot. Here he's going to be bringing that Blackbeard, which has been somewhat effective. And Michi actually going to be going on the Buck, so they're definitely changing things up from the usual. We will see, I don't know, on a somewhat similar defense lineup to what they've been playing before that, well, it worked very effectively last time they defended this site. So I would like to see Leon do a little better on his mute play, just in terms of the way he's been playing the roam on it. Just, I mean, he's been living sometimes, but a lot of times losing a lot of health in the process of his defense. I feel like maybe he could be doing a little bit better. Lem's going to be on that smoke again. Last time we saw him clutch up pretty well with that smoke from inside the kids' bedroom, which is, of course, where you usually see smoke playing, as you did last round. You see the utility of that, of course, being able to open up a lot of rotate holes. Surprisingly, not super close to the edge of the white stairs door, but still plenty good enough. And into position he goes. Now, they're not playing something we see some teams, which is bringing a mirror window to the wall to be able to see through there. And actually not opening up behind the mattress means he's going to secure the position so they can't just fire through the mattress. Instead, he's going to count on being able to play a little bit of a different rotate hole in the middle of the wall, which is, again, different than what we usually see. Because usually the rotate hole behind the mattress is a little bit safer. Yeah, you can be shot through it, but they need to know you're there.
Exactly. Even shooting through there, the damage is so minimized. Just about think it is. Must be very comfy.
Oh yeah, it's got to be a nice mattress to lay on. Full of fleas, I imagine. So Prox, last time we saw him a very aggressive play in here. It did pay off before, but unfortunately for him this time, no one can be there to trade quickly. But he needs to take control of Kitchen, and they are going to try and fight that. Could get some support from Michi here, which will help. They do have grenades between the two of them. However, there are two of them in the kitchen. So they've got something cooking here for both of those grenade attackers. However, they do not have a Jaeger, so no grenade defense going to be in this room at all. Just counting on that mute.
Might be the kitchen, but Cook Panari is not at home right now, just yet.
Maybe next match. Ooh, that Habana though gonna really make this a lot harder. He's gonna actually have to wait to see forward to rotate. Hurts himself even in the process.
And almost dies in this as Iris gets one up. Hooks will get the second one as well.
Left his teammate behind.
Oh my god.
Leon, you abandoned
so much for no man left behind.
So again, looking forward to better play in the future from Leon on that mute. It would have been nice had they both been able to flee.
Paul's so disappointed on the floor.
Yeah. Well, down 2 defenders and Leon just about dead at this point. Probably should rotate back to site for reset because he's not going to be able to do a whole lot from that position with 1 health. But Leon at least does do that, so trades his life, but jock down means no lion. That means the positions are going to be a little more secure for the last 2. LMs might have to be the one to clutch us here along with Meepy's help. Might have some good inside cameras, depending on where Meepy threw those, to be able to give some positioning information, but he is counting on these floor holes to be able to help, because they do have a buck, and they're going to force him to be in tough positions here. Meepy is holding fast, though.
2v4 definitely an advantage for our French squad here of Oplon. LMs is setting up here. He'll spot the side of the foot. All 3 players are trying to look for a foot, something to play with. The buck taking so much damage in this. He will get taken down by LMs. Now at the 30-second mark, we'll see a smoke coming in. Meepy will get one more as well. 2v2 now. Oplon need to get ready for this. Push Iris will spray into the side of the mattress that you were mentioning before. Waiting up for it. Habana reveals herself as she gets dropped, and that's the diffuser on the floor. Now, what do IDK do? They're just going to wait around and force Iris to push into him. Very smart here from our UK team. As we'll get 1 shot in on the second one just to make sure that he's down for good. LMs will get the last one, and this is now 4-1 up for I don't know. They are, ladies and gentlemen, 1 round away
from Pro League.
Yeah, boy.
Well, fantastic teamwork between Meepy and LMs there. LMs definitely playing it a little, I would say, unsafe in terms of the way he was trying to use that shotgun through the holes downstairs in terms of rotating around. But the buck was caught completely unawares.
He shot all the sides and nothing in the middle, and that's exactly where he was like, okay, I'm just going to dance around the holes.
That's what Buck needed to do. I mean, maybe he was worried about overexposing himself, which obviously his own play did cost him, but I think the teamwork at the end, though, where LMs was trying to fight the buck and threw the smoke exactly when he needed to at the top of white stairs, you could see there was obvious communication between the two, calling that out, giving Meepy exactly the distraction he needed to be able to win his gunfights against the white stairs, and them continuing to push from that spot cost them, especially dropping the diffuser there. And then Blackbeard rotating around. Blackbeard should have been there to cover a flank, but unfortunately because of Meepy's positioning and the communication, excellent play between those two. But Leon going over to a blitz should be interesting. First time we're seeing blitz in this matchup.
Oh boy.
Haven't been seeing a lot of
10
blitz
seconds remaining.
since the nerf, but that's because, well, we haven't seen a lot of Latin American Pro League
5
since then
seconds
as well.
Of course, we'll remind you that the nerf to Blitz, basically turning him...
Attackers moving out to locate a
Whoop.
bomb and defuse it.
Dead cam. Just leave it.
Oh my god, what is
A
that?
sad tear coming out of that camera. Well,
Well, we'll remind you anyways, the Blitz change basically, you used to be able to flash to 8 meters away, well now it's down to 5 meters, so you get...
although with the speed, I'm not sure that that matters much, just because it's not the flash that's scary, it's the fact that there's this giant shield running at your face.
Basically.
That's pretty much, it's his melee speed that's really the concern. But he is going to be able to at least safely clear the kitchen, something that they struggled with before, sometimes. So that is good for Leon, putting additional pressure. Now he's going to be able to clear upstairs as well. This is the strength of Blitz with his current speed, is fast roam clears and pressuring them. And then, of course, maybe his drone as well. Could be used to help open some mirrors, as we saw him do previously when he was playing Twitch. Now, Prox is actually going to be on that Ella, something that I was talking about that I think would have been a more appropriate for him before, although he did play a good Legion.
Oh, they're going to try to trade this out here with the Lems. He's ready, and he'll spray in. Quite a bit of damage done to a Lems. He'll just fall back into the armory.
There we go. We saw him use this before. Now, it might be a little more predictable this time, but who knows? Maybe you could catch a shield from behind from an angle, something like that. Leon does want to make sure to clear that out. They need to push him out of tower at this point, and that could be up to the shield, although fighting upstairs can be a little more difficult for a Blitz. Jack's left alive as well. And a Prox in there, they're leaving way too many roamers on the board right now with only a minute and 20 left.
You know, a big part of getting Leon on the Blitz is to deal with these roamers. Let's see, even Meeting Hall will get forfeit.
Well, now they've corralled them all into there, though, at this point. That will work, although they can't rotate through tower.
Who's still downstairs? Okay, so there's Smoke in the Mirror still downstairs.
Typical.
Up hooks, and of course Jacques here. They have a rotation hole, I believe.
One Grismont mine left as well. Could be used to help slow down that Blitz.
Flash are going to get thrown in
Attackers
to burn the
located a
ADSs
bomb.
on the side. Of course, you cannot use your Habana X Kairos anymore to do so. Oh no! Michi is going to have to fall back. Here's Meepy's Twitch drone will open up the side.
Oh, here we go.
Going for the 1v1, they try to spray him, and you know what? They're going to connect. Iris playing so much ranked, well, he knows how to deal with a Blitz. Getting the kill on Leon. Unfortunately for Leon, there was nobody behind him, but the diffuser's now set. Spoken will go down thanks to Lackey. Upstairs, does he have still an E1D to play with? I'm not sure, but it doesn't really matter at this point, as 2 kills, and a flurry will go the way of I don't know. 2 alive left here for Michi. Well, just one more. Iris, the man that got the first kill, he will go down, and Stizzy will save it. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us as we welcome
Join hands.
I don't know back into Pro League.
Who?
What, these casters don't know who they're casting?
No, I wrote it down, I swear.
Swear to me.
So, I love the strategy at the end there that you go, you know what, those 3 roamers in Meeting Hall are being such a pain. You know what we should do? Ignore them. Let's just plant the diffuser, and
They
then
use the Blitz as a, hey, you want him? You want him?
yeah. Well, no, it was, so you think about it like this, right? So what they did is they went, okay, you know what? They are focused on holding their position, not on flanking right now, right? The idea is they think they're going to continue to get pushed because the mentality is we've got to clear these guys out before we go for the plant. Instead, they go, we're going to go for the plant, but what we're going to do is use that to flush them out of Meeting Hall. So you saw that, you saw, for example, LM's